Daniel Wroughton Craig is an English actor. His film debut was in the drama The Power of One. Other early appearances were in the Disney family film A Kid in King Arthur's Court and the biographical film Elizabeth, as well as in the historical war drama television series Sharp's Eagle and the action-adventure drama series Zorro. Cast as the fictional British secret agent James Bond in October 2005, his first film in the role, Casino Royale, was released internationally in November 2006. Craig's appearances in the British television film Love is the Devil, Study for a Portrait of Francis Bacon, the indie war film The Trench, and the drama Some Voices attracted the film industry's attention. This led to roles in bigger productions such as the action film Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, the crime thriller Road to Perdition, the crime thriller Layer Cake, and the Steven Spielberg historical drama Munich. Craig achieved international fame when chosen as the sixth actor to play the role of Ian Fleming's James Bond in the official film series, taking over from Pierce Brosnan in 2005. Although his casting was initially greeted with skepticism, his debut was highly acclaimed and earned him a BAFTA Award nomination, with Casino Royale becoming the highest-grossing in the series at the time. Quantum of Solace followed 2 years later. Craig's third Bond film, Skyfall, premiered in 2012 and is currently the highest-grossing film in the series, as well as the highest-grossing film in the UK and the 12th highest-grossing film of all time. Craig's fourth Bond film, Spectre, premiered in 2015. In 2006, he joined the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Since taking the role of Bond, he has continued to star in other films, including the World War II film Defiance, science fiction western Cowboys and Aliens, and the English-language adaptation of Stieg Larsson's mystery thriller The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Craig also made a guest appearance as Bond in the opening ceremony of the London 2012 Olympic Games, alongside Queen Elizabeth II. Early life. Craig was born in Chester, Cheshire. His mother, Carol Olivia, was an art teacher, and his father, Timothy John Wroughton Craig, was the landlord of the pubs Ring O' Bells in Frodsham, Cheshire and the Boot Inn in Topley, Cheshire, having served as a midshipman in the Merchant Navy. Both of Craig's parents were of part Welsh descent. He also has distant French Huguenot ancestry. Huguenot minister Daniel Chamia is among his ancestors, as is Sir William Burnaby, 1st Baronet. Craig's middle name, Wroughton, comes from his great-great-grandmother Grace Matilda Wroughton. Raised on the Wirral Peninsula, Craig attended primary school in Frodsham and Hoylake, Merseyside. Later, he attended Hillborough High School in West Kirkby, Merseyside, along with his older sister Lee. After failing his 11+, when his parents divorced, Craig and his sister lived with their mother, moving to Liverpool. Upon finishing his compulsory secondary school education at the age of 16, he briefly joined Kelday Grange Grammar School as a sixth form student. He played rugby union for Hoylake RFC. Craig began acting in school plays at the age of 6, and was introduced to serious acting by attending the Everyman Theatre in nearby Liverpool city centre with his mother. At the age of 16, Craig was admitted to the National Youth Theatre, leaving school and moving to London, where he worked part-time in restaurants to finance his training. Later on, after multiple attempts at auditioning for drama schools, he was accepted to attend the Guildhall School of Music and Drama at the Barbican, where he graduated in 1991 after 3 years of study under Colin McCormack. Acting career. Overview. In Craig's first screen role, he played an Afrikaner in The Power of One in 1992. He then appeared as Joe in the Royal National Theatre's production of Tony Kushner's Angels in America in November 1993. Also in 1993, Craig was featured in an episode of Yorkshire Television's Heartbeat, which aired 31st of October 1993. An early starring role was as Geordie in the BBC's 1996 drama Our Friends in the North. with early film roles being as Angelina Jolie's rival and love interest in Lara Croft Tomb Raider, before appearing in Sam Mendes' movie Road to Perdition, with Tom Hanks and Paul Newman. Other leading film roles include Sword of Honor, The Mother with Anne Reid, Sylvia with Gwyneth Paltrow, Layer Cake with Sienna Miller, Enduring Love with Rhys Ifans, Steven Spielberg's Munich with Eric Bana, Infamous and Casino Royale, The Golden Compass, Quantum of Solace, Defiance, Cowboys and Aliens, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Dream House, Skyfall and Spectre. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences extended a membership invitation to Craig in 2006. James Bond in 2005, Craig was contracted by Eon Productions to portray James Bond. He stated he was aware of the challenges of the Bond franchise, which he considered a big machine that makes a lot of money. He aimed at bringing more emotional depth to the character. Born in 1968, Craig is the first actor to portray James Bond to have been born after the Bond series started, and after the death of Ian Fleming, the novel's writer. Significant controversy followed the decision, as it was doubted if the producers had made the right choice. Throughout the entire production period, internet campaigns expressed their dissatisfaction and threatened to boycott the film in protest. The 5'10" blonde Craig was not considered by some protesters to fit the tall, dark Bond portrayed by the previous Bond actors, and to which viewers had apparently become accustomed. Although the choice of Craig was controversial, numerous actors publicly voiced their support, most notably 4 of the 5 actors who had previously portrayed Bond, Pierce Brosnan, Timothy Dalton, Sean Connery and Roger Moore, called his casting a good decision. George Lazenby has since voiced his approval of Craig also. Clive Owen, who had been linked to the role, also spoke in defense of Craig. The first film, Casino Royale, premiered the 14th of November 2006, and grossed a total of $594,239,066 worldwide, which made it the highest-grossing Bond film until the release of Skyfall. After the film was released, Craig's performance was highly acclaimed. As production of Casino Royale reached its conclusion, producers Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli announced that pre-production work had already begun on the 22nd Bond film. After several months of speculation as to the release date, Wilson and Broccoli officially announced on the 20th of July 2006 that the follow-up film, Quantum of Solace, was to be released on the 7th of November 2008, and that Craig would play Bond with an option for a third film. On the 25th of October 2007, MGM CEO Harry Sloan revealed at the Forbes Meet 2 conference that Craig had signed on to make 4 more Bond films. Through to Bond 25, the planned 19th of April 2010 release of Craig's third Bond film was delayed, because of financial troubles with MGM, but the film was released on the 23rd of October 2012, and was part of the year-long celebration of the 50th anniversary of Dr. No. On the 8th of September 2012, Bond producers announced Craig had signed on for 2 future Bond films, meaning he will star as 007 in at least 5 films, making him a third longest-serving Bond after Roger Moore, who starred in 7 films, and Sean Connery, who starred in 6. Craig's fourth Bond film, Spectre, began filming in December 2014 and was released on the 26th of October 2015. Craig has described his portrayal of Bond as an anti-hero. The question I keep asking myself while playing the role is, am I the good guy or just a bad guy who works for the good side? Bond's role, after all, is that of an assassin when you come down to it. I have never played a role in which someone's dark side shouldn't be explored. I don't think it should be confusing by the end of the film, but during the film you should be questioning who he is. Craig has stated that his own favorite previous Bond actor is Sean Connery, but says, "I'd never copy somebody else. I would never do an impression of anybody else or try and improve on what they did. That would be a pointless exercise for me. His own favorite Bond film is From Russia with Love. On an episode of the South Bank show, Connery divulged his thoughts on Craig's casting as Bond, whom he described as fantastic, marvelous in the part. When told that Craig had taken particular note of his performances, Connery said that he was flattered, and that Craig really gets the danger element to Bond's character. Craig has remarked that Bond is actually a misogynist. A lot of women are drawn to him chiefly because he embodies a certain kind of danger and never sticks around for too long. Voiceovers in James Bond video games. Craig lent his voice and likeness as James Bond for both the Wii game GoldenEye 007, an enhanced remake of the 1997 game for the Nintendo 64, and James Bond 007. Bloodstone, an original game for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Nintendo DS, and Microsoft Windows. Other projects. In 1999, Craig starred as Richard in a TV drama called Shockers. The Visitor. He portrayed Lord Asriel in The Golden Compass, the 2007 film adaptation of Philip Pullman's novel. Eva Green, who played Bond girl Vesper Lind in Casino Royale, also starred in the film, although she did not appear in any scenes with Craig. In a stage version of the book, Asriel had previously been played by Timothy Dalton, one of Craig's predecessors in the role of James Bond. In early 2001, Craig expressed an interest in being a part of the Star Trek franchise, professing his love of the series to the World Entertainment News Network and a desire to have a stint in the TV show or a film. It's been a secret ambition of mine for years. On the 16th of March 2007, Craig made a cameo appearance as himself in a sketch with Catherine Tate, who appeared in the guise of her character Elaine Figgis from The Catherine Tate Show. The sketch was made for the BBC Red Nose Day 2007 fundraising program. In 2008's Defiance, he played Tuvia Bielski, a Jewish resistance fighter in the forests of Belarus during World War II who saved 1,200 people. In 2009, Del Monte Foods launched an ice pop molded to resemble Craig emerging from the sea. He co-starred with Hugh Jackman in a limited engagement of the drama A Steady Rain, on Broadway, which played from the 10th of September through the 6th of December 2009 at the Schoenfeld Theatre. His performance received praise from the New York Times, with the reviewer writing, "Mr. Craig, a highly reputable stage actor in London before he became the screen's sixth James Bond, creates a more complete portrait as Joey." In August 2010, Craig was cast as crusading journalist Mikhail Blomkvist in David Fincher's 2011 adaptation of Stieg Larsson's novel The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. In 2011, he starred in Dream House, a psychological thriller directed by Jim Sheridan and co-starring Rachel Weisz, Naomi Watts and Martin C. Sokas. It garnered mostly negative reviews and low box office results. Craig co-starred with Harrison Ford and Olivia Wilde in Cowboys and Aliens, an American science fiction western film, based on Scott Mitchell Rosenberg's 2006 graphic novel of the same name. Craig hosted the American late-night live television sketch comedy Saturday Night Live on the 6th of October 2012. He and his wife starred in the Broadway play titled Betrayal. It began performances in October 2013, and continued until January 2014. Despite mixed reviews, it grossed $17.5 million, becoming the second highest Broadway play of 2013. Craig was set to star in the courtroom drama The Whole Truth, directed by Courtney Hunt. In April 2014, just a few days before filming was set to commence, he dropped out of the project for unknown reasons, replaced a month later by Keanu Reeves. Personal life. In 1992, Craig married actress Fiona Loudon, with whom he had a daughter, Ella. The marriage ended in divorce in 1994. After his divorce, he was in a 7-year relationship with German actress Heike Makach, ending in 2001. He subsequently dated film producer Satsuki Mitchell from 2005 until 2010. Craig and actress Rachel Weisz had been friends for many years, and worked together on the movie Dream House. They began dating in December 2010 and married on the 22nd of June 2011, in a private New York City ceremony, with 4 guests in attendance, including Craig's 18-year-old daughter and Weisz's 5-year-old son, Henry. In October 2008, Craig paid £4 million for an apartment in a converted old house in Primrose Hill near Regent's Park, London. He also has a house in Sunninghill outside Ascot. He is an avid fan of Premier League football club Liverpool FC, as well as a rugby fan and former player, having travelled to Australia in 2013 to watch the British and Irish Lions tour. Daniel Craig made a unique place for himself in the history of Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS fundraising the 8th of December 2009. When it was announced that they had raised $1,549,953 in the 21st annual Gypsy of the Year competition. From 6 weeks of curtain appeals at their hit Broadway drama, A Steady Rain, he is involved with multiple charities including SAFE Kenya, which uses street theatre to address social issues. He is also involved with the Opportunity Network, which provides access to education for low-income students in New York. In 2011, he collaborated with Dame Judi Dench to highlight gender inequality for International Women's Day. In August 2014, he added his name to a letter to British broadcasters calling for better representation for ethnic minorities. In April 2015, the United Nations appointed Craig the first global advocate for the elimination of mines and explosive hazards. The role will involve raising awareness for the UN Mine Action Service, and political and financial support for the cause. UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon told Craig, "You have been given a license to kill, I'm now giving you a license to save." Filmography. Selected theatre performances.